Hi, everyone. So I am Krista. I am the HR manager here at Bemis Manufacturing in Lenore. And I have with me Scott, is our technical development manager. He oversees everything technical on our floor, which there is a lot, as you will learn throughout this presentation. And I have Hector, who is our plant manager, who successfully runs our plant and leads us. And so they have joined me because we are very excited about Bemis. We're very excited to share Bemis with you and to tell you about a lot of opportunities that we have here, employment-wise, and to share with you our company's history and what we look for in a successful Bemis employee. So I'm going to get started. So Bemis is a family-owned business, which is actually pretty rare these days given our size. So we were established in 1901. We are headquartered in Sheboygan Falls, Wisconsin, and we are owned by the Bemis family, and we are now a fourth generation privately held company. We are still managed by the Bemis family to this day. So that in itself makes us a very unique company for a manufacturing company our size. It provides a lot of stability for us and a lot of our opportunities to take risks and grow because of the family that still owns us today. So over the years, we have grown into a very innovative manufacturer. We service companies worldwide. So put on, as you can see, there's a little tractor there, a little wagon there. We actually started out in 1901 making wooden wagons, and over the couple years leading up into the 30s and 40s, we discovered plastics. And at that point, we started making toilet seats. And we are one of the leading manufacturers of toilet seats in the world. We ship our toilet seats all over the world. If you walk into a Home Depot or a Lowe's or any hardware store and you open up a toilet seat, there's a really good chance you will see the Bemis logo on that. And those are made by our company. We do a small line of toilet seats here in Lenore, but we focus on some other products in Lenore that I'm going to talk to you about. So in 1988, Bemis took over what was called a company called Kelch here in Lenore, and since then we have grown it substantially from when we first took over. So we are what is called an injection molder. And Scott, who, like I said, is everything technical, he is going to talk, he's going to explain what we do and the science behind and the technology, which is really, really interesting if people are into automation and robots and computer-driven processes. It's really, really interesting. So what we do here is we make parts for other people. We focus a lot on lawn and garden equipment, all-terrain types of equipment like Kubota, John Deere, Club Car, Yamaha. Those are just some of the major companies that we make parts for. So our parts are seen in stores like Home Depot and Lowe's. If you're looking at tractors and trailers, mowers, golf cart on the golf course, you will see a part that could be manufactured here in Lenore, North Carolina. So before we get into the jobs we have and what we look for in candidates, I'm going to actually turn it over to Scott, and he can explain from a technical aspect what we do here and how we make the products that we make.
Good afternoon. My name is Scott Justinger. I'm originally from Wisconsin. Lived in Lenore 14 years. I've been with Bemis for 28 years now. So just a little bit about plastics in general. A lot of people not sure exactly how plastics are created, and when we get our plastics in from manufacturer, I'll kind of take you through that short process. So basically, plastics is a natural material. It's made of cellulose, coal, natural gas, salt, and crude oil. And through a polymerization process, the monomers are linked. And that through that process, the plastic would go through a pelletization process, and that's how we receive the plastic pellets in. They can be colored, they could be fortified with different other material to make them stronger, like glass, for example, fiberglass and talc. But basically, what we do is we take that raw plastic in a pellet form, and we place it in our injection molding machines. Our machines are rated in tonnage and basically size of how much plastic we can fill a part. So our machines are quite large compared to a lot of other molders. Our smallest machine is 150 ton. So what that means is that there's 150 ton of clamping force on the mold to keep the mold closed during as we go through the process of making a part. Our largest machine is a 3,000 ton machine. So that's 3,000 tons of clamp force on the mold to keep the mold closed. So basically how the process works is that we take the raw plastics in pellet form, and we go through a gravitation feeding cycle where it goes through a screw. This material is then heated up through our injection unit. Once it becomes a liquid or semi-liquid form, at that time it's injected into the mold. So basically, like Krista was stating, you know, some of our larger customers, you know, you can imagine Caterpillar, John Deere. We make, if you're a golfer, the club car golf carts. We make the beauty panels for those. Honda mower decks. We make lots of those for years. Kubota, Yamaha. One of our big ones is we started producing about 3 years ago. Is a lot of people have heard Sleep Number. It's commercials all the time. We make Sleep Number bed panels for our customer, and during that process, we've learned a lot of lessons learned looking back at this. And what we try to do is we try to optimize as much as possible in the robot cell as possible. So we have all our machines are set up with robots that take the part out. They also, there is a picture of the robot, one of them. They actually do several functions. So you can imagine on a large, very large machine, I'm just going to give you a size in feet. Probably, you know, some of our molds are 7 feet tall by 7 feet wide. Like I said, large parts produced on these large machines. You can imagine if you were trying yourself trying to take a large part that weighs 17 to 19 pounds out by yourself and take it from the mold. So what we do is we have a robot, every single machine, and sometimes multiple robots that will remove the part from the mold, and then we take it through a process where we prepare it for our injection molding operators to put in a box. So we'll try to do as much as we possibly can with the robots we have in place. Getting back to Sleep Number, we have on that process, we have 3 robots that work all in conjunction with each other, and they go through an insert process. They go through a validation to make sure all the components are there, and before releasing the parts to the operator.
So guys, as Krista's back again, that is a very technical version of what we do, and Scott and his team do a fantastic job. I always describe, if there's anyone out there that's not real technically minded like myself, these molds are like giant cookie cutters almost, where the plastic fills the mold, and whatever shape is that mold is what the part is produced. So that is kind of a way to think about what we do here, and how the molds are filled, and also the molds are interchangeable. So one machine could take, what, Scott, 4 or 5 different types of molds and make different parts. That's how we're able to produce. How many molds would you say we have here, Scott?
We have 270 molds.
And we have 22 machines? 22. So 22. So in order to make all those parts are interchangeable. And we'll get to the jobs. Someone here has to manually take those molds in and out and put them in the machine, and that's part of Scott's group's responsibility. So we'll get into that as we talk about jobs a little bit more. So some of the opportunities we have here at Bemis, so to make a club car, golf car, like Scott was talking about, it actually takes there's probably 40 people that touch all that by the time one part is made. I mean, if you think about the plant manager, if you think about the shipping department and the customer service people that take the orders. Then we have people that schedule that order so that Scott knows what press to put it in. We have the technical department. We have the quality department that signs off on it. We have the HR department and the training department that train the people. So, there is just a lot of jobs on our floor and in our company that are used to make these parts. So, some of the opportunities that we have here in Lenoir for the community and the people that reside here is that we have work on the production floor. So for every part we make, there has to be someone that is handling that part once it's made. They are looking at the quality of the part. They are doing work to the part if need be, that maybe the robots and the machines couldn't do. And then they are packaging the part for the customer specifications. Those are called our machine. Those are called our machine operators, and those operators are our most jobs we have available here. We probably have 35 to 40. Well, we would support probably 35 to 40 on each shift. So we have that is our most expansive job that we have. It's a entry-level position. We can teach someone how to do it. We'll get to some of the requirements that we have. Right off the street, someone can come in and we can teach you how to become a machine operator and learn our industry. We also have production support, and these people that help the production manager, run the operations. In Scott's department, he has his technical department consists of people that take those molds in and out of the machine. Someone that likes to, whenever Scott and I go to career fairs, we say, if you like to take something apart and put it back together again, that's a great job for you. So if you like to work on your car during on the weekend, if your mom yelled at you for taking the toaster apart every weekend, then, that is something that those mold setters are, really mechanically inclined. We also have an industrial maintenance department. So just like a mechanic that would work on your car, we actually have a team of people that work on presses. They work on the machines. They make sure that everything is running correctly, just like an auto mechanic would, but they are industrial mechanics. And then Scott has a bunch of automation and process technicians. But what is the difference between an automation and then a process? What do you look for as far as the robots versus the computer running the presses?
Sure. So the different divisions that we have, they all work as a team, and our goal is to, at the end of the day, is to make a quality part for our customers. So everyone supports that goal in these departments. So basically, a mold setter, what they would do is they would take the original mold out of the machine and place a new mold in with set points and getting all the automation ready. That would include the robots, secondary equipment, auxiliary, anything used to make a good part for our customer. Then the process technicians, they take over. They are the ones that actually are familiar with polymerization. They're familiar with plastics and processing and how to make a good part for our customers. So they would then start to machine up. At that point, basically, they are also trained in robotics. So they are trained in how to program a robot and how to deliver part to the operator so we can put it in the box. We also have our industrial maintenance group. Our maintenance group is set up where we have facility maintenance. We have tooling department. We have, as Krista stated, we have people that work on the machines to keep those running. We do preventative maintenance on these machines, and also, full rebuilds needed these machines. As far as the automation goes, they are setting up the the process for the first time we run something. So we're going to run something in a machine. Let's just say we're going to make a Honda deck. That involves removal of the part from the mold, and it involves some secondary operations before is delivered to the operator. From that process, we have from the automation side, we may have fixtures from a PLC side. We may have equipment dealing directly with the robot or that support the robot. So that's basically set up by that team to make sure we can, again, do as much as we possibly can with that part before the operator actually gets that.
So other departments we have a quality department. They make sure that whatever our customers, the specifications that they set, we are adhering to. If everyone can really think about that John Deere green or that orange Kubota, we need to make sure that we are producing those exact matches without any flaws. And our quality department is responsible to make sure that we are adhering to those standards. We have a shipping and receiving department. As we take orders in and out, move them in and out. We probably ship, how much do you think we ship in a month out of here?
As far as revenue?
Yeah, just how many, just an idea of like ballpark of dollars that we actually ship out the door.
Any given month, we're looking at $5 million a month.
So about, so $4 to $5 million product gets shipped from this facility every month, and we have a shipping department that does that. We ship as far as China, Brazil, all over the United States, and right out of here. We also have an office staff. So we have the folks that they take the orders in, they handle the customers, they schedule. Scott guys will know what needs to be made from someone that works here in the office and lets his team know according to our customer orders. We have an HR department, we have a training department, we have an engineering department. So, the job opportunities in, this manufacturing facility in Lenoir is very widespread and, very vast for we all have different skill sets that, come together to produce our part. And like Scott said, make a good quality part for the customer. So we have some requirements for different positions as far as coming on board with us and what we look for. There's some that do not require a degree. There's some that require maybe an associate's. There's some that require a 4-year degree. There's some that require different certifications. So really depending on the position is what the requirements of the jobs are. But all of our employees, including all of us in this room right now, so the plant manager all the way to the operator, a high school diploma or a GED is required. The ability to pass a pre-employment test, which includes a drug test. We look for a dedicated work history, someone that has stayed at a place for a while and not jumped around to job to job to job. That's a red flag for us. And a willingness to learn and develop. I would venture to say, Scott, what do you think? Maybe 50% of our people that have moved on have started as machine operators from your department. So, like I was saying, we are looking for someone that wants to learn and develop. We have a lot of roles here. About 50 to probably 60% of our people that have moved on into different positions have started as machine operators. Including our production manager, who has worked her way up from an operator. Now she is running the production floor. So we are very, very big on internal development. And we have a really awesome team here. We have great leadership. We have a lot of fantastic employees that are dedicated, and we are just looking for someone that wants to be a part of that team, that wants to, feel like they're coming to work every day with friends and family, and you support each other and you care about each other, because that is really the culture that we have here. So a couple of positions that we are really, really looking for right now, right out of the gate, is we are looking for some production people, machine operators. Right now, we are not experience necessary. You can come in off the street. You could have been working at a grocery store or a restaurant or another manufacturer and no experience, and we will train you. Starting pay on that in that position is $13.65 an hour. Right now we have second and third shift available. Like I said, we have a full training program, so people that are intimidated by not knowing manufacturing or plastics need no fear, because we will train you. And then we offer benefits for 60 days. So we are looking for full-time employees. We have a great benefit package, a lot of extras that go along with the benefits we offer. And if people are in school, and we do have some part-time positions, that we can work on someone's schedule. A lot of our staff on second shift, they're students themselves at some of the local colleges, and we support that. We support education, and we even help with some percent of college tuition. So part-time positions are definitely available. And I'm going to turn this over to Scott, and I want him to, kind of give you a really great idea of what we are looking for for someone to come and hire, bring them on externally in the technical role. A lot of the time we develop operators, and we see the potential and we develop them, but sometimes we do hire externally, but there are some criteria that he looks for. I'm going to have him talk about some of his needs, what he looks for, and then the benefits that we offer for the technical department.
Oh, as Krista stated, we do develop from within. So there are entry-level positions that are offered in the technical field. One of those is a technical support. Basically, it's entry level to move resins around, to manage equipment such as drying units, blenders, just part of our production equipment we use in preparation for injection molding. So some of the more advanced, we can go into maintenance, and some of our processing technicians also. We do require some experience. Some of the classes that are offered through the college, mechatronics, there's a maintenance program, which is great. We've had several employees that have gone through CCC&TI that we have hired as part of our staff. They started out just as an entry-level position in maintenance. It could be in the mold shop, it could be a machinist. All of those are available.
So some of the community colleges courses would be like the mechatronics, the industrial maintenance. I know that some of the local ones offer like an engineering technician. Those are all great classes, great programs of study to be able to get your foot in the door with us as a manufacturer and working out on the floor in the technical aspect. Those positions, we start immediately right off at full time. We have a lot of positions right now that we're looking for on second and third shift. And the starting pay for technical is anywhere from $21 to $26 an hour. So, we definitely think that's a great starting point for someone, and the opportunity to grow in the technical field here is quite substantial. And if anyone is link to apply is listed, which is just manufacturing.com, and submit your resume or application to apply for either the technical or the production operator. And that is the end of our presentation. If there's any questions, we'll be happy to answer them.
Okay, before we have questions, I'm just going to post one more time the sign-in survey, the sign-in sheet. And before anybody goes, we also have a survey for you to give us some feedback about the presentation, and also give us some suggestions about future presentations. Okay, so I know we have some second language English students today, and they are looking for opportunities. Some of them are working on their GED, for example. So what do you recommend for those that are still working on their English levels? I mean, let's say that if I speak Spanish, Is there somebody that basically speaks Spanish at Bemis that could help me, or is it something that you absolutely have to have a certain level of proficiency to be able to work for Bemis?
We do have a Hispanic community here at Bemis, and they have generously helped us when we've needed some translation or to, just to communicate, with the ESL student or employee. I would say, though, that there has to be a level of comprehension. We have work instructions that have to be able to be read. We have a paging system, so there has to be a level of understanding. But we do have, like I said, a Hispanic community where English is not their first language, but they do have enough of a comprehension that they are able to be very successful here.
Great, thank you. That's exactly what I was asking. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, we got a question from Rick Smith. Rick, if you have a microphone, you can go ahead and turn that on. If not, you can just send a question via chat.
Good afternoon, everyone. So, Krista, you mentioned some part-time positions available. From time to time, we have customers that come through our career center that are looking for part-time work. How flexible are those part-time positions? And what I mean by that is, let's say someone works another job, but they are just looking for, say, some extra income to pick up some extra work. What are the availabilities there for the part-time positions?
Sure. We run 3 shifts here at Bemis. We have a first, second, and third, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., 3 p.m. to 11 p.m., 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. So we do have to have our part-time employees fit into one of those shifts. We need that to be able to arrange our production schedules. So we have some flexibility with the shift, and we also have flexibility with the days of the week someone can work. For instance, if someone wanted to work, maybe a Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, or someone wanted to work a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So we're really pretty strict with the hours. They have to be able to work a shift, but the days we can be flexible on.
Okay, great. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Well,
Okay.
I want to thank Bemis. Thank you, Krista. And Scott, is that correct, Scott?
Yes.
Yes, thank you, Scott, and thank you, Krista, for being part of the Employer Spotlight. And I just want to remind everybody that we'll have some other Employer Spotlights coming up in the next few months. We're going to try to have one a month, and we're also going to have some hiring events, hopefully in the near future with the employers that we're talking to for this event. Krista, any closing remarks, or Scott?
I just want to thank you for letting us promote our company. We're very proud of Bemis. We want to, share with the community what we do and what we have to offer, and any job opportunities, and people can definitely, if they're looking for, make a little bit of money, through school, or they're looking for a career. I think we definitely can fill both bills, and, we encourage people to come down and take a tour and see what we're about.
All right, thank you so much. Sarah, do you have
Thank
anything
you
to
so
say
much.
before we go?
I don't. I really appreciate you doing this, Krista. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.